guys, and welcome to NYG Forecast with Mal. I hope everybody is doing well. I know it's been a while. Life has been a little crazy for me, but hey, whose life isn't? We are going into an exciting time with free agency beginning soon, and I just put up my signed Eli Manning jersey in my office, so you guys will be seeing that a lot more now on episodes of the 14 Rings podcast. So let's get into it a little bit. Let's talk some Giants ball. This is the really exciting part of the off season where we start, doing trades, free agency, and then obviously the draft coming next month. Now, we already spoke about the Giants free agent big board on an episode of 14 Rings if you guys want to listen there. That's on YouTube, Spotify, any platform that you listen to, we are on there. So if you want to hear who we wanted or who I wanted the Giants to kind of look at in free agency, that is already posted. We're going to talk about the ones that are on the team going to free agency, who we should keep, who we shouldn't. Now, I think this is going to be a lot different this year. I think that we're going to see a huge roster kind of not overhaul, but a reconstruction. I don't think a lot of guys that are on this free agency list are going to be back on the team with John Harbaugh. So let's talk about some of the main ones. Now, I have the free agent UFA list here. So right now we have Russell Wilson. He will not be back. I think Russ, if he gets signed by another team, definitely not going to be with the Giants. We are definitely going to stick with Jackson Dart, Jameis Winston, and then I think we'll probably either draft or sign QB3. Jermaine Illuminor. Now, Jermaine is extremely important. He is a very, very, very good right tackle. Did a great job last season. However, big Carmen Brasillo fan. Jermaine has expressed that he does want to remain in New York. I think he is the most important one to get re-signed. Hard to find a right tackle these days, especially a good one that can be consistent and remain healthy. I say pay Jermaine Illuminor. We'll see what happens, but a big staple of the line, would love for him to return here. Evan Neal. Evan Neal will not be back with the Giants. I'll leave it at that. Rakeem Nunez-Roches. He's a 32-year-old defensive lineman. Pretty cheap. His market value is around 4.7 mil. He's a really good depth piece. He made some big plays for us last year. We'll see if Harbaugh and Shane decide to stick with him moving forward, but not a must sign. I think Darius Alexander as a rookie had a really, really nice season last year, and I'm interested to see how we approach the defensive lineman position with all of the edge rushers that we have. Greg Van Roten, guard. He's 36 years old. Market value went up to about $5 million. I still think the line had some issues last year. It's still not perfect. Like I said, real staple is Jermaine Illuminor. I would like to go out and get some younger guards to kind of develop for the future. Not an essential signing for me. One of the biggest that has been talked about the most is Wan'Dale Robinson. Joe Schoen in his press conference kind of said in all other terms that he was more concerned with retaining Illuminor as compared to Robinson. Wan'Dale's a great slot receiver. He's an 1,000-yard receiver, and I do think that there are going to be conversations, and maybe for the right price. It's all a matter of what direction the Giants want to go in offensively. We do have Malik Neighbors returning next year. I think the Giants will get a wide receiver 2 in the draft, or they will sign one in free agency. Darius Slayton is still on the team, so I'm interested to see how his fate is, and my hot take from that situation for the offseason is that the Giants will cut Darius Slayton regardless of what it does to the cap. I think that in the end, Slayton has not really been what he needed to be. I think we need to move on and go in a new direction. Now, the rest of the free agents are a little underwhelming, but I am interested to see. So we do need to re-sign long snapper Casey Kreider. I think that will get done. Chris Manhertz, very cheap, tight end option. Austin Schlottman, who is a center, also a very cheap backup option. Azidu, I think his time is over. I think Aaron Stinney's time is over here in New York. Same with Demetrius Flanagan-Foles, I would be fine re-signing at a minimum. He's a good depth piece. Cordell Flott. Now, I would love to keep Cordell Flott. I think that we need to make it a point to re-sign him at a pretty good price. His value is about $9.5 million right now, but I think that, in all honesty, in my mind, the secondary the secondary has been an absolute disaster. We kind of need to give Harbaugh the reins and see where he takes the secondary, because between Flott, Banks, Adebo, everyone's been a little bit responsible. So I'm willing to see an overhaul of the secondary. Gunnar Olszewski is market valued at about 1.5. He's a really good punt returner, was a really reliable option for Jackson Dart. They have good chemistry. Bring Gunnar back. Tight end Daniel Bellinger. It's been rough for Daniel. We never really got the most out of him, but I would like to see him come back to the Giants. He's projected a contract about $2.5 million a year. We shall see. I think a lot of things will be determined on how we address the tight end position in free agency. If we sign someone like an Isaiah Likely, I think that kind of puts the fate out for Daniel Bellinger, and he may seek elsewhere. What I am really curious about with the Giants, to wrap up all of these free agency moves and all the guys on our team, how we're going to address the linebacker position. The Giants need linebackers, and I think watching Harbaugh coach the Ravens, that, before Patrick Queen had left, that duo of Patrick Queen and Roquan Smith, those two are just bullies in that linebacker room. We need bullies in that linebacker room. Micah McFadden is coming back. He had a pretty good season 2 years ago. I think Bobby Okereke is going to be cut to preserve the cap. I think we're going to completely redo this linebacker room. Just a matter of if we keep McFadden and what's going to happen from there. He is coming back from an injury. He looks to be in the market of about $2 million. I would be okay with that, to bring a nice solid depth piece back who did very well and good work for us, who just had an unfortunate injury luck. So to conclude with that, that's really all the free agents that I think will remain. I'm hoping that, moving forward, we can kind of revamp this roster. One final note, I want to talk about the safety room. So Dane Belton is a free agent, and Dane Belton holds a very special place in my heart. Shout out to his dad, Danny. We are friends on X, and we chat back and forth. He's a really great guy, and I really hope that Dane gets to come back and play for us still here at New York. I think he plays really hard. I think he does a lot of good work. He had a pretty good season last season and has really stepped up from when, early years in his career. I'm rooting for Dane. We'll always support him, whether he's here in New York or somewhere else. So that'll kind of be an interesting piece to see as we look at the safety position with, having Javon Holland and potentially Caleb Downs maybe being there at 5. But we could talk about that as we move forward into our drafts, which will start tomorrow. So make sure you guys tune in. That's all I have for you guys today. Can't wait to see what moves the Giants make. I think this is going to be an awesome and fun free agency. I think John Harbaugh has a vision, and I'm excited to see it. I think, with him taking the reins and Dawn stepping in and Shane kind of taking a step back, I think that things are looking up for us Giants fans, and hopefully not for too long. We will have to continue to suffer and go through, what we have been going through. But for now, just enjoy the ride, enjoy the off season, and make sure you guys tune in to 14 Rings and NFC East podcast, and make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. That is the only place that you can see me, JT, Maurice, and Lucas's individual episodes like MYG Forecast here. So make sure you subscribe. Bye, y'all. See you soon.